Guest.
Yes. All right. It says we are live here. Let's check it on the Facebook. Dun, dun, dun.
What is up, Facebook?
Do we see it? Do we see it? It's live. 0 viewers. We're climbing. We're going to get a viewer here. Let's see.
Join us. Join us. Join
All right. We are live. Mr. Sharpe, welcome. And we got
Two
people
salutes.
that are coming in.
Hello. I have my tea. I'm ready.
All right. You get the tea, the family. Where are you?
Background. If we hear loud screeching noises, it's not, people in my basement. It's my 10-month-old.
This is all about the family. We're good to have you, brother. Thank you. I know you're extremely busy. And for everybody who's popping on, it's the middle of the day. It's St. Patrick's Day. So some of you are out celebrating early, hopefully not too early, and not celebrating
and driving.
Yeah, be safe. Be careful today. But hey, look, I'm pumped up beyond belief because I've had a major breakthrough in my life, and I was able to jump back into, marketing online, actually with creating financial success fast, which for me, this is the first time it's happened like this. And I want to say thank you, Dave. So I'm just grateful that you took a couple moments of your time so we can, connect with other people, and I can share a little bit about what I know about you, but also to hear a lot about your vision with Legendary Marketer and what you're doing with this awesome company. So thanks a lot, brother.
Well, I love you, man, and it's a privilege to be here, brother.
So everybody who's signing in, it's cool. I could see the comments over here. Where are you? I know we had a lot of people say, hey, I'm in Australia. I'm going to be there. I'm in San Francisco. I'm going to be there. Somebody just said I'm in the Bay Area. What's up, Sandy Ortiz? So where are you? And if you just say, hello below, we have a chance to know that you're here. Thank you, Gita and everybody. There's 2 types of people that reach out to me that wanted to see this. Said, hey, I really want to see this. I think that this message that you just posted was speaking to me. And it was, I kind of fit both of those molds. It was the type of person who, you have a business, you are really passionate about your business, you put your whole life into it, your time, your money, your resources, you try to do everything, but you don't know how to sell anything, or you don't know how to market your business. So you're kind of like, uh-oh, all this time and money is about to go down the toilet. And that's where I was just recently. And I was actually scared. I was kind of in a fearful place when I reached out to Dave and asked him for help. And he basically said, hey, man, you need to just duplicate what I'm doing, and you're going to learn it and get results and be able to apply it to your business. And the second type of person was the type of person that said, hey, I don't really want to make my own business. I don't want to have to be my own brand, but I do want to have financial freedom. I don't want to work in a job that I hate forever or that doesn't pay me very much, and it's limiting my time or ability to travel or whatever it may be. And I was both of those people. So if you're one or the other here today, this is going to speak directly to you. And before I want Dave to speak the most of the time, but just so you realize, this isn't just about money. The first time I met Dave 3 years ago, he was the first person who said to me, Stephen, why don't you share your story with other people? You got a great story. And I was scared that I was going to share my story of being a drug addict, dealing with trauma. I was scared of telling other people that. He was the very first person that said that to me. And I've been able to take that advice, and that's changed my whole entire life. It's also helped thousands of other people that I've turned around and helped, share that same advice with. And you each have a story. And I want to thank Dave for that first. And then secondly, the big thing he did with me is he influenced and inspired me to quit using drugs and drinking alcohol. And that was 3 years ago. That also changed my life, probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And he did it through the power of how he was living his life, not what he was telling me, what he was doing, because he never told me, hey, you should stop drinking or you should stop using drugs. He just lived that life, and I saw the possibility to do that in myself. And it's been a big blessing. And then more recently, he really inspired me to create my own business, to be a peak performance coach, and to help other people. And so Dave's not just been a big influence to me in business to be able to help me make money, but also on a real personal level. And Dave, I got to say, ever since I've known you, you've been successful. So the first question I really have is, have you always been successful? You know, were you born into success, wealth, or business, or did you kind of learn this as you grew?
Yeah. So I wanted to say hello to everybody who's on. Hopefully you guys are going to stick around and listen and soak up what we're going to be talking about today, whether this lasts for 10 minutes or whether it lasts for 50 minutes, because I think that we're going to cover some things, and I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about. We just kind of go wherever our heart takes us. But my hope is that it's something is said that sparks some desire for change in your life and gives you a reason to take action. For me, have I always been successful? Oh Lord. I have not always been successful. I like to consider myself an overnight success that was about 20 years in the making. I left home when I was 14. I had my first child, which I now have two. You'll be hearing one probably in the background here because the other one, we're on spring break right now. And the other one, the 17-year-old, is at the movies right now. And quite frankly, I just got up not too long ago because I think the most interesting thing and the thing that I think is the coolest about my life today is that my life is literally built around my children and my family. When we're in school, my 17-year-old, I give rides every morning to school. I'm like Uber. We get up at 6:30 together, 6:15 or whatever. And now is spring break. So, I'm sleeping until like the absolute possible latest time in the morning. And I knew that I had this live stream with Steven today. So this week in particular, since we just ended a big event too, I'm just kind of in lazy mode. But I think that's cool to think about because there was some years ago, tied into your question, have I always had success, that I didn't own my life. I didn't own my time. Not only did my addiction, because I had a drug and alcohol addiction, that owned my time. But also when I got clean in 2008, I worked a job. I was trading time for money, which there's not particularly it's not a bad thing. It's just I didn't own my time. I didn't have any freedom. I didn't have any freedom as far as my time. I didn't have any freedom as far as my finances. And so it was only when, I really, really had a good enough, big enough reason to do something different, when that uncomfortability, I was able to give it the attention that it deserved. Because most people are in pain and uncomfortable, but they try to make it as if it's not uncomfortable, right? It's kind of like we were raised, especially in previous generations, to just put on a smile and act like everything's okay. And what we're doing when we're doing that, when we're not being authentic, especially with ourselves, about the fact that we're in $50,000 worth of credit card debt, or the fact that we really don't ever spend any time with our families. When we don't acknowledge that, when we're not authentic about those truths, then we don't give ourselves permission to feel the pain enough to do something about it. Yeah. And so today, back when I began my journey and I said, enough is enough, no more. If you've ever been to a Tony Robbins event, which Steven and we like going to Tony events together, and we've been to a couple together, at a part of his seminar, he says, when you make the decision that enough is enough. And, I made that decision. And I also, Tracy, I just see a comment that it's been really uncomfortable transforming. It is uncomfortable transforming. And I think that the majority of people I think that they don't embrace that uncomfortability. And that was my biggest struggle, from going to, struggling for so long and then starting to experience success, was really, I thought that being successful in doing something different was going to be uncomfortable, but really that uncomfortability was the beginning of breakthroughs in me changing. Whereas that was nowhere compared to the uncomfortability that I was living in when I was, struggling and acting like everything was okay.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is no, I haven't. And I try to get up every day, even to this day, like I'm not, quote, successful, because it keeps me hungry.
Yeah. It will, and I think it's good to point out, because when I first met you, it was like, wow, this guy, he has it all. He's completely well polished. And, it seemed like you had been successful in business for many years. And when it first sparked, this whole conversation with you and I was back in November. And I called up Dave, for those of you to realize how I'm involved in this. I called up Dave and I said, hey, I'm really struggling marketing my business. And this is specifically, I said, should I change the platform I'm using? Should I give away all of my products, like give them away to people? And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, you want me to tell you the truth? And I was like, sure. He goes, you don't know how to sell or market your business. And you've spent 2 years, all this time. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But then it was kind of like, what a jerk this guy is. That's how I felt. Like, what a jerk. Why would he just be so rude about it? And then it was basically me acknowledging inside that, yeah, it would be nice. I'm seeing all these people use Facebook or, whatever they do on the internet to market their businesses and have tremendous success. And I know that I want to do it, and I did it in the past, but I don't know how to do it right now. So that's where I started to make the shift personally, that I should maybe see what's going on here so I could create my own economy and learn how to market my own business. And, the very first week I started to share this, and I noticed a lot of us were in the same position. And that's how I was able to earn $4,000 right away. And, before we talk about what everything is with the business and the money, why did you create this kind of company right now? What inspired you to do it? I know you've been working on it for a long time. I went to, Tampa a while back. I was in Orlando with you back in November. I was hearing your vision. I was excited for you. Why this type of company? What was your reason behind doing this? Because you could do anything with your time. What did you feel that this would be a big benefit for other people?
Yeah, I was doing just training and seminars in workshops, and that was the ones that you're talking about. So, I was doing these workshops and putting out these training programs, training people who wanted to build businesses online, who wanted to have their own online marketing business. And I kept running into the same problems over and over and over again. People were having challenges setting up their technical, the technical pieces of their business, their autoresponder. They were having challenges, writing their own ads and getting paid marketing campaigns set up. They were having problems setting up their sales funnels and creating products. And so, sure, there's always another, business opportunity out there that we can join. There's over 5,000 MLMs, I think, out there. There's multiple different things that you can do. You could source teddy bears from China to people in the United States and earn 25 cents for every teddy bear that you sell. So there's lots of different options that we have today as a result of the internet. And so what I really decided, and it wasn't really for me something that I was initially going to do, but after working with so many different people, I've had now like around 300,000 customers in the past 5 or 6 years. And I, recently I just thought, what if I was able to go to like a Tony, for example, a Tony Robbins event, and I was able to go learn but I was also able to take his entire business and just build and just sell his products and also earn while I learned. And I thought, man, that would be really cool, right? And so I started thinking about my skill sets, my strengths, and I asked a couple of people. I said, my little motorboat over here is on her way over. I said, and I asked a couple of people. I said, what if I wrote all the ads and just told you where to place them? What if I did all of the email follow-up for you, so there was nothing for you to write or set up? What if you could use all my sales funnels, my sales videos, use my experience of converting leads into sales, and so there was nothing for you to create or produce? What if you could take my phone sales team, because I've got a full-time in-house phone sales team, and what if they worked your leads for you? Maybe you're off, you've still got a job, maybe you're doing, maybe you're just wanting to hang out with your family or sleeping during spring break. And what if my phone sales team, did all of the closing of these premium price products for you? Because we have low ticket products and then we have premium price products. And then what if you could borrow my tech team and my customer support team as if it was your own? And I asked a couple of people those exact questions, and everybody was like, I would love that. And then I said, well, what if while you were earning, you actually could learn? Because most people, they find somebody on the internet and the person says, well, hey, you got to write a New York Times bestseller before you can ever, really start to build your brand. Or you've got to start a YouTube channel and build your audience for a year before you can make an offer. Or you've got to go and learn how to do webinars and do 10,000 hours of webinars before, you start to really have success. And I've proven that to be wrong. I've proven that if you have a decent traffic source, or you're able to create somewhat decent content online, and you have a high converting offer, and then you have a premium price products on the back end to be able to scale your income on the back end, that's all it takes, right? And you can make money on day one if you have those pieces set up. And that's exactly what, the feedback that I gave you, Stephen, was that you had this wonderful community and all these amazing products, and it was just a matter of just, selling them, right? It was just a matter of figuring out how to sell them. But the problem is that, sales and marketing is a mystery to a lot of people. It's not easy. You have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how to craft those messages. You have to learn how to put them down on, keynotes and PowerPoints. And then, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So, but online marketing is the future. And there's no better place. There's no bigger opportunity than the internet right now. And it's like the gold rush. It's like the real estate boom. It's like all of those put together. And not only is it a huge financial opportunity, but it gives you the ability to work from where you want. I'm literally right here in my freaking kitchen right now. Look at this. I mean, my pots and pans are over me. I'm doing this live stream from my kitchen because.
Are you cooking these days?
Huh?
Are you cooking? Are you learning your cooking skills?
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Good.
Getting better. But that's why I did this, was because I really enjoy working with people and seeing people have success and being a small part of their success. And so if I can help you, you may not want to be an affiliate of Legendary forever. That's okay. We'll have some people who will be affiliates of Legendary for a long time. But my ultimate goal is, while you're learning the skills that you need to take either your current business into the stratosphere, or while you're learning the skills that you need to start a full-time career as an internet marketer, I want you to have the ability to earn while you learn, and come to our events and go through our products and learn these invaluable strategies and skill sets that they're not teaching these in college right now. They're not teaching these in your local networking meetup. They're just, guys, big companies don't even understand the power of social media yet. Most big companies, you can't even have a social media account. The CEO is not even on social media. So it's really, even though it's been around for almost a decade, it's still something that everybody is not caught up on yet. And it's a huge opportunity, and you can create an amazing lifestyle for yourself with just a very tiny, small sliver of the almost 4 billion people that are on social media and the internet right now.
Yeah, so you don't think I should get a master's degree instead? Spend another 4 years in college? You know, I went to colleges. I paid my own way through it. You know, borrowed money here and there, paid it back. You know, spent years going to school, graduated, got a degree. Really started to see this internet thing going on about 10 years ago, and I was like, man, I want to get involved in this because the industry that I was going to try to get into was the same thing. You get a $60,000 a year job as a manager, you were successful, and then you go ride that to retirement because you had some sort of benefits. And you know, about 2 years ago, I think I made a big mistake a lot of people do. I spent about $10,000 to get a website built. Out of it, I got a logo. And then I went and did it again. My brother Paul and I were like, all right, we're going to do it again. And then we're like, let's get outsourcers, our own team. And that was like another year of money down the toilet. And we got some sort of website. And then I was like, okay, let me hand over $10,000 to a marketing firm that's basically going to just do my social media for me. And they're going to do the marketing for me. And then it was like, okay, not only did I not get results, but I didn't learn anything. So I'm like, doesn't work. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I think a lot of people are like, I don't want to do marketing anymore because I tried it whenever and it didn't work. Yeah. And I didn't have any success for the first couple of years trying different marketing companies. And when I did, it was just like, wow, this is amazing because I could live anywhere and money was coming to me every single day. And then I was taking the money and putting it into my business. And then I was like, just putting it back into my business over and over. And, you know, I think that's the simple shift is, yes, I want to do this. The tough thing is then like, who do I trust with my money? Because if you're like me, you don't want to give $10,000 and have a website built and get nothing, or give money to an ad agency and get absolutely nothing. So my immediate results beyond the $4,000 that I earned the first week is I got on Facebook, and I've been on Facebook, those of you who follow me, for years. I post every single thing on my personal Facebook page. Facebook limits the amount of people that see it, and I get no statistics whatsoever, so I can't see who's who or how many people from what place are seeing it. So I'm like, I got to make a business page because I'm going through the training. I'll make a business page. I put a video up. I spent like $5 and I got 1,400 views. It showed how many people were in the UK and the US, how many men and women. I'm like, oh, wow, you know, $5, I could get this many people to see my business regardless of what it is. And that was the first motivation that I got from what I'm learning. And, you know, Dave, first of all, on the money, is $4,000 the most that anybody has earned in 1 week in this company?
What was the question? I was distracted by
okay, so in my first week, I earned $4,135. Is that the most that anybody has earned?
I would like to award you with that prize or that acknowledgement, but I would have to check the statistics. Here's what I can tell you is that it was darn fast, and it was pretty awesome to see you do that. We've been live now for about 45 days, and we've had here's one thing that's very interesting, and this is, as we're talking, hopefully we can also you know, the goal is for you to learn stuff, and ultimately we'd like you to join us too on this journey if this message fits with you. But one thing that typically most companies do when they launch is they, you know, go and they create, you know, success stories, and they're looking for success stories, and typically that's a great form of marketing. That's some companies' only marketing tool, is they go and they try to find you know, they try to create success stories, and then they can use those success stories and they can share them with other people. It's called social proof, and it's a very powerful marketing mechanism. Now with us, I had a lot of big online internet marketers who wanted to join us. And I actually didn't let them join in the beginning. And the reason why, and I even have proof of this because I still have many of them who I haven't approved for our Facebook group yet. Okay. So reason why I did that was because I wanted all like brand new people to come in, people who had never really had any success online, people who, hey babe, would you close the door? She's always screaming and yelling. I wanted to see, it was a test. All marketing is a test. And so I wanted to see how many brand new success stories that we could create. Not anybody who you've ever heard of before, not all these, huge people who have earned a bunch of money in other internet marketing things that they've done. People who were either not very well known or brand new who had never made money before. And I have a list, okay? A laundry list of people who have came in their first week and they've made 4 sales or 9 sales or 10 sales. We have a couple of people, actually more than a couple, probably close to 10, who have made between $10,000 and $80,000. Okay. So wow. These are all people, right? These are all people. This is what excites me the most, who have never had huge success stories before. They've always been people who have tried internet marketing, tried affiliate marketing. They've been involved with different network marketing companies, and they never were able to really get it. And they were able to just duplicate me, right? Duplicate my funnels, and we really legitimately do. We deliver on the promises that we make. We give people the ads. We give them the training and tell them where to place them. We do the email follow-up. So you don't even have to set up your autoresponder. So you can build your list but you don't have to figure it all out in the first day, right? Most people never get started because they are in setup mode for like a week before they pull their hair out, stab themselves in the eye with a fork and say, I can't do this, And so we deliver on, and that was the other commitment that I made, was that we weren't going to go hype this up out in the marketplace. We were going to just bring people in to our community who were brand new, who were looking for something different, just give them the tools, give them the resources, give them the training, and just let them go, and what they've created from that initial couple of commitments has been, fantastic. So, your 4,000 has added to that.
At the 4,000 was the highest amount because I was seeing some other results and like, wow, that's incredible. Let's see, I'll give Dave back this link. Let's see here, 1 second. He might have dropped off. Won't be much of an interview with just me anymore. But anyhow, so why he's jumping back on, and I'm sure he will, I've really just dove in and started to relearn because I want a skill that I can take with me and create my own economy. I don't want to feel that for the rest of my life, I have to rely on other people for my own success. And I'm sitting there thinking, if I could learn the simple skill of marketing using Facebook or using social media, using traffic sources, email autoresponders, having a system in place, a phone team, all of these things. Like if I could actually learn this, then I could create my own economy. And I'm like, hey guys, I've been working for a huge company. They have 30,000 employees. I've been working and humbly saying $10 an hour and I get tips. At the end of the day, there's no way that I could, if I stop working, I will basically be on the street. I won't be able to pay my rent. I won't be able to keep eating. I won't be able to get a car, put gas in it, have insurance, none of that, because I don't have the ability to create my own economy. I am at the mercy of the corporation. In the moment they say, well, we don't have any shifts, or where I live is a seasonal thing. So when the season ends, what do? You look for a new job. And I'm just personally sick and tired of that my whole life. Like, all right, let me figure out another way to do it. So, Dave, go ahead. I think you fell off or whatever, but I wanted you to finish your train of thought.
I where I stopped. Where I got you were actually froze, and then I was like, kind of like, okay, I don't really. My host is gone, so I don't know if I'm going to keep talking. But anyways, I wanted to just say something, because I jumped back in when you were talking about like your current situation, and like Steven. For those of you who follow Steven, number one, you got like, and I'm like, this guy is a buddy of mine, but really, you have got a true leader, an authentic leader in this guy. I mean, like, I just want to say, man, I mean, like, you're getting on here and you're talking about like your real situation right now. So many people are fake, man, online these days, and just in general. And like, that does nobody any good to, not be real about what your situation is. And I just want to tell you, and I want to acknowledge you, and I want to sort of celebrate you, and obviously on Facebook and in front of your audience here. It's so refreshing, man, because I mean, you're giving people the play-by-play reality, and there's no reason why somebody can't relate and identify with you. And if you guys are watching right now, and it's like, if you can't find inspiration in this guy, like, you need to check your pulse to make sure it's still pumping. Because I mean, really, the way that you're taking people on this journey of being so real and so transparent and so authentic. Sometimes some people would even call it to a fault, right? Some people would even say, oh my God, Stephen, you're transparent and authentic to a fault, right? Yeah. But I believe that, this is the entrepreneur's journey. This is the journey of life. We all go through real challenges, real struggles. It's not always pretty. It's hardly ever pretty. The only place that it's pretty is on Facebook, when we take pictures and we try to act like that's what our life really looks like, but it never does. It's like, that's the picture that I was taking when my wife was screaming at me and my child was below me saying, I'm hungry. But as all you saw was like me in the picture going, and that's not reality. And so, for those of you who are sitting here, wondering, is this right for me? First of all, the thing that I didn't finish saying before was, we have premium priced products, and we have, different levels that you can be at depending on, where you're at financially and where you want to go financially. But we also have I made this commitment early on that nobody gets left behind. And so our front end training program is $30 a month, or $1 a day. And we like to say that $1 a day keeps the boss away, right? So, I mean, the idea, and here's the thing, is that no matter what products you own or don't own, you can still earn commissions on everything. It's just a little bit of a lower commission bracket. So, nobody gets left behind here. And if you want to lose weight, one of the best things to do is join a gym and get a trainer. Really, if you want to lose weight, one of the best things to do, and it's just fact, I've had some friends of mine over the course of the last 6 months join Weight Watchers. It's just a guide. It's an accountability partner. It's somebody who's giving you some information that you didn't previously have. If you want to make money, if you want to break free from the binds of debt, of a job, of a career that's not going anywhere, if you want to try to find your purpose, if you want to, take your life and make it more meaningful, give back more, make a bigger impact, you can't do that without the financial resources to make it happen. You have to, if it's not here, right, which I don't know that there's anywhere better, but if it's not here somewhere, get a mentor, get a guide, get people that you can be around. And that's, in my acknowledgments of you, Stephen, that's what I respect so much about you, is that you're willing to, when you need some help, when it's not something that you're doing is not working out, you say, I need help. You humble yourself. Now, you may be a little hard-headed at first, as we all are, right? We're all a little hard-headed at first. But the problem is that most people live their entire lives never being able to find the humility to be able to say, I need help. And that is where our greatest strength is. That's where nobody can help us until we say, you know what I'm doing is not working out. I need some help. And then all of a sudden people know where we're at and they can come to us and say, well, dumbass, this is the way, right? I mean, and the cool thing about our community is that it's full of compassionate people. We did this event in Tampa this last weekend, and we had people come from all over the world, and there was women and men of all ages, okay? And some of the coolest feedback that I heard, not only did people walk away with some of the most amazing sales and marketing training, but they were like, this is a safe place for me to be. Yeah. This is a safe place for me to be, because we are going to help guide you through the things that your biggest habits and hangups that you have, and we're going to provide you that safe environment to be able to grow. And that is because we're not going to shame you and say, oh, you still in that job? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to meet you where you're at. Okay. And if you want to come in and you want to make $1,000 a month, we're going to help you make $1,000 a month. If you want to make $10,000 a month, if you want to do like Stephen and make $4,000 in a week, we're going to do everything that we can humanly possible to help you hit those goals. And then along the way, we're also going to provide you with training and environments, right, through some of our events and workshops and training programs that will help you break through your financial barriers, because there's a lot of money blocks and mental barriers, feelings that, you don't deserve it, or we went deep on that this last weekend. And there's also sales and marketing in business, things that you have to learn to really go from it being a hobby to a business. And most people think that this is the last thing I want to say about this. Robert Kiyosaki was probably the simplest explanation of the difference between, having leverage and not having leverage. Okay. And let me just explain this to you real quick as a refresher. So there's something that he created called the cash flow quadrant. And it talks about being an employee on the left-hand side of the quadrant. It talks about being an employee, and it talks about being self-employed. And then on the right-hand side of the quadrant, it talks about being a business owner, and it talks about being an investor. Now, most people start out as employees. And then say they're a massage therapist. They say, well, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. I'm going to go start my own thing. And so they go and they buy a massage table, get a couple of business cards, get incorporated, and they say, now I'm in business for myself. The problem is that if they don't set appointments and they don't do massages that day, guess what? They don't have a business. They don't get paid. So that's the difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. A business owner has leverage. A business owner has employees. The quickest way to know that if you're actually in business for yourself, that you have a real business, is that if you can walk away from that business for 2, 3, or even 4 weeks, and that business continues to run, whether you're there or not. Most people, even if they say, I'm in business for myself, cannot do that, okay? On day one, coming into this company, you are automatically positioned in that business owner bracket, because you have all of the funnels, all of the automation, all of the technology, or the technical stuff that typically has been your worst enemy. Okay, you have all of that already set up for you, so there's nothing for you to do or set up. Do you know how life-changing that is? Do you know how just relieving of stress that is? That is huge. You also have the phone sales team who's closing sales and working leads for you, and you have the customer support and the technical team that basically is working for you as if they're your own on day one. Day one, folks. Day one. You have a business that automatically puts you in that business category. And then we teach you how to set up your own Facebook pages, how to spend $5 to $10 a day on ads on Facebook, and have traffic coming in, eyeballs coming into your sales funnels on a daily basis, to where you can set those. If you want to take a 7-day vacation, you can set up a 7-day marketing campaign, and that traffic will continue to come into your website, and you can leave and your business will still run. And that, my friends, is the difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. And that is where your life begins to truly change. Okay. I could go on for hours about this, right? And I do in our training programs and our events, but that is a taste. And I hope that that really gets you guys' wheels spinning about the difference between possibly what you're doing right now and where you could be with just a simple decision.
So what sort of process is it for people though? Like from right at this moment, what is the process to, hey, I want to be part? Because me, I was like, I want to be part of a community that actually has like-minded people that we can work together. That's not just, it's fun. I actually want to have fun in my business. I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy what I'm doing because I get in a group sometimes and I'm like, I'm so bored. I gotta go. I'm going snowboarding. I'm going skiing. I gotta get out of here because I'm bored. I want to be in a community that's fun, that I can learn, that people are lifting up one another. I want a good leader has done it before. They lead by example. They lift up others. And Dave, the one thing I'll give you credit for, every time I'm around you, Dave speaks life into people. And when he first started hanging around with me, I was a nobody. Like there was no reason he had to say anything. He started speaking life into me and made me feel like, I can do something with my life. And he does that with people. And that's kind of leadership that we all need to be around. And then I want to learn a skill that I can apply to my life forever. So I'm like, if I could just spend, 6 months or a year engulfed in this community, treating it like I'm going back to school to learn a skill that I can use forever to create my own destiny, then it's the right thing for me. And so people who are like, okay, I like this, like where does the path begin? Like how do they got to get started and figure out all these formulas? And like, do I got to go back to the thing and say, hey, all right, step one, I got to build my website. I got to build my brand. I mean, how does it really work?
Yeah. So there's somebody has, if you were invited here by Steven, then you can get a link from Steven. What I encourage people to do is go through the process yourself, go through the actual sales funnel. Okay. Experience what it's like, what your customers are going to see. Watch the video that I created. The thing is converting like magic. It's a great sales video. Go through, purchase the $30 a month Legendary Marketers Club, which is also the Duplicate Dave business system. Purchase that, go through the actual sales funnel, book a call with one of our coaches, have a conversation, right? See what that's like. When you get into the back office, you'll see a countdown timer, a 7-day countdown timer. Watch those videos, okay? Go through those videos, understand the program. I break everything down in detail so you understand it, including how you get paid, what you get paid, what the different products are. And then, you can go over to your My Business page and it'll be very plain and simple for you to see that here is where your links are. Here is where all your marketing assets are, all of your videos or your ad images and your ad copy. I think you'll be blown away by the quality of the marketing material that we provide for you. You can swing back over to the Legendary Marketers Club and go through some of the initial Facebook training. It's simple. It's not overwhelming. We keep it to where people can understand it, and the trainers that we bring in to do all of these things are top notch in their game. And right up on the top in the navigation bar in the back office is a link to our group. You can go in, you can join our Facebook group, begin to get to know some of the people who are there, contribute, say hi. And we'd love to welcome you to the community. And if you ever have an issue, any issue at all, you can either post it in the Facebook group or you can submit a support ticket. And we take our support of our customers and our members really seriously. We try to respond typically within 12 to 24 hours if you're having some sort of a technical hang up. And oftentimes people post in our Facebook group, and lots of encouragement, lots of feedback. Other members might have had a similar question. The beauty of what we're doing here is that instead of building your business alone, you're building it with a bunch of people who are on the same path as you and who are doing the same thing as you. And so there's a common understanding, right? It's not like you're in a totally different industry and it's like, well, I don't know, I'm not in that industry. No, we're all doing similar stuff. So it's easy to ask questions like, hey, did you do this? And then say, well, why don't you go try that? And so the feedback loop is super quick. It's instant. And if you guys are a part of Steven's Heal community, then you understand the power of that community, and how encouraging and empowering that can be. But we have a very similar thing, and there's just nothing that I've ever seen as far as the resources and the help, the material that we give people, and all of the different marketing stuff is done for you, and that is the real beauty of what we're doing here.
Yeah, the process. So I think when you just said that, I wanted to share kind of how I went through the process real quick. And anybody, because I know everybody's limited with time. So if you just like take Dave's advice, go through the process. And if you need help, how do I get started to go through the process? You can just comment process. And then that way I can send you the link, watch the video, schedule the call, go through it. Because actually that's what I did. I'll be honest, I was the number one skeptic, because I'm like in a thing, there's no way I'm going to market a company at all whatsoever, no matter what. And that's how I've been standing strong for 2+ years. I've had everyone that you could imagine come to me in the last couple of years, try this company, try this product, try this potion, lotion, cream, travel, insurance, phones, technology, this thing, that thing, everything. Everyone's, do this, Stephen, it's working. And for me, I was like, just no way. I'm focused on my business. So before I even called Dave, I didn't tell him, hey, I might be getting involved in this. I went through the process. I clicked on the link, I watched the video, and I'm like, wow, that's way better than the videos he did in the past. And I knew already the results that he had created in the past. So I was like, he's been working really hard on this. And at this point, I didn't tell him anything. I didn't call him, send him a text like I would normally do, because I would want to encourage him and let him know you're doing great, because he's my friend. But I'm like, no, I was actually excited. Now, if you're anything like me, you don't make a quick decision. You just want to make sure it's the right decision, right? So I'm like wasting all this time pondering, but make sure that this is the right thing. And I'm like wasting time. And then all of a sudden, I skipped the call. I had a scheduled call and I skipped it because I wasn't that serious. And I waited, and my brother said, Paul goes, hey, looks like Dave's doing good. Have you checked out what he's doing? Like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And I didn't want to even tell him I was considering being part of it. Then my roommate, Lane, he goes, hey bro, do you know anything about that, what Duplicate Dave is? I'm like, what kind of like this and that. I was with Dave in November, and I'm still playing it off, but I'm realizing, like you are right now when you're watching this, like this is for you. Like you're here watching this for a reason. That's what I was starting to experience. So I'm like, I'm going to call this phone call guy. I call him up, and I used to work in a cubicle, and I would call people all day long. So I wanted to hear him. I want to hear what he said. He made me genuinely feel that I wanted to be part of this. This is before I talked to Dave. This was after I was committed no matter what. I wasn't going to market any other business or be part of any other thing because I was too busy and I was too focused, and I didn't want to mess up you can't mess up something if you don't have something going, first of all. That's how I feel. I don't want to mess something up. But anyhow, I listened to him on the phone call, and he doesn't know that I know Dave or anything. And I'm like, I actually want to join right now. I hung up the phone, and I told him to call me back the next day. I said, hey, Dave, I want to quit my job and duplicate Dave. And he starts laughing, and I'm dead serious. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore in my life to contemplate, to confuse myself, to wonder, to worry, to look at other people and ask, why can't I do this? I just said, time to be humble and ask for help, and then follow the leader. And that's all I did. I just went through the process. I got excited. I made that commitment in my mind. And I just said, this is simple for me because I want to be at these events, and I want to know the skill for my life that I could create my own economy to sell and market any business that I wanted to be part of. And Dave, what about these events that you have coming up? Because that's what I'm really excited about. And anyone who, says, just right process. That way I know that you want me to send you the video, and I'll make sure and get it to you. But tell us about these events. I think the first big event is the end of July, right? Somewhere around there. And I definitely will be there. And I know people that are watching this, Tony, you're definitely going to be there, Lane, Tracy. So tell us a little bit more about this, because I'm really excited to do that. I want to come to Tampa for a few weeks, and quite possibly those that are out there say, hey, I want to get there, be there locally and totally immerse into this for a few weeks. Let's talk about that, because we could do that together. But yeah, let us know what these events will be like.
Yeah, so the event that's coming up, the next big event is going to be, this is our premium, this is our premium workshop. This is going to be called Millions from Marketing. And the idea is to teach you how to get 1 million eyeballs on your business and make your first $1 million. And we are going to have different, we are not only going to have some of the best traffic strategists and just online marketing geniuses there. We just did an event here in Tampa just this last weekend, and just the quality of people that we had there was beyond what anybody expected. I'm doing it much bigger and much better there coming up at this next event. And we're not only going to teach you how to blow up a business like Duplicate Dave, but we're also going to give you other business models so you can create multiple streams of income. We're going to teach you how to do e-commerce if that's what you want to do. We're going to teach you how to do coaching and consulting if that's what you want to do, even as a side income. We're going to teach you how to create digital products. We're going to teach you literally how to duplicate everything that I've done and have done over $170 million in sales with over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. And so it will be way beyond anybody's expectations as far as just the caliber of content there. And you will walk away with what I consider to be a marketing master's degree. And I'm just extremely excited about it. Now, the next event after that is going to be in October, and that's called Total Transformation. And that's one of my real babies, because that's where we really dive into one of the most powerful personal development experiences that you've ever experienced. Really, I mean, it's encouraged that you bring a friend, a family member, or a spouse, and you can come in and really give yourself 3 days to take a look at yourself and everything inside of your mental, emotional, and spiritual state, and really prepare the new and best version of yourself for the world. And what I've experienced, and from just working with so many people over the course of the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, and also working on myself, in overcoming some really significant stuff. I've realized that, most people's hang up of being successful in business is not particularly the mechanics, it's the dynamics. Okay. It's not the, how do I log on to Facebook and turn my computer on and set up my autoresponder? Although that's the stuff that we let, get us down. It's the dynamics. It's the things from our childhood. It's the messaging. It's the relationships gone bad, and how we've begun to think about ourselves. There is a rabbit hole that goes fairly deep, and we've developed some technology and some processes to take people through in a safe way, and in a way that will be the most fun you've ever had, and it will be the deepest that you've ever gone if you really have a desire to become the best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but also for the world around you, the people in your family, your friends, and how you show up in your life, how you show up in your relationships, how you show up in your business. We talk about being the leader. Anybody can be the leader. Anybody can transform into anything, right? But oftentimes it's the mental, the spiritual, the emotional blocks that hold us back. And these are things that we've conditioned, and we've, nowadays we understand neuroscience a little bit more, that the brain develops these neural pathways, and that's what develops our behavior. And at one point we didn't think that those can be changed, and now we know that they can be changed. So we literally know that somebody can turn into somebody else, right? Or change. Whereas really in the world of psychology, for many years people didn't think that people could change. So that's where people became highly medicated, just didn't think that, quote, rehabilitation. That's why everybody just went to prison, and now we understand different things, and we understand that, people can develop, they can change, and change can happen in an instant. And so my goal in that event will be to provide you an atmosphere and the tools to create change, a bigger change than you've ever had in your entire life, faster than you've ever experienced. So literally when you walk out of that experience, 3 days later, you're a completely different person with a different outlook on not only yourself, but also the world around you. So you can live and experience everything that life has to offer at its fullest potential. And most people I know that they live half-lived lives, right? Not only in their, the way that they show up in their business, but also in their marriages, their relationships with their kids. And there's just a few small tweaks that you can make. And that's what we're going to, and those small tweaks create huge results, huge changes. It's just like what Stephen has gone through. The time that we spent together, the time that Steve and I spent together was a very small amount of time. It probably wasn't more than 3 days together, but the change that came through just those conversations, and we weren't doing work, we were just talking, have changed his life forever. And so if you can imagine us sitting down for 3 days and doing nothing but taking apart and putting back together our psychology, our emotional intelligence, and the spiritual nature of ourselves. Even if you're an atheist or an agnostic, it doesn't matter. We all have an element of ourselves inside of a spirit that's driving us. And most of the time, it's just like a candle. It gets the flame gets dampened. And so we'll spark that flame through specific technology, not only connections, but also specific technology that we've developed through, working with other companies and programs and things that we've done in the past that will be life-changing for the people who come and engage. And so those are the two big events that that are coming up, and that is where the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. The cool thing is that, if you get involved with us today, you click the link, you sign up. Sure, we'd love to have you live. You can also live stream it. You can get the recordings. And you can bring a guest too, if I didn't mention that. So there's multiple ways that you can experience what we're doing. Of course, I want to say it again, I love for people to be there live, right? That's where the real transformation comes. But we don't want you to miss a second of anything that we're doing. And we're going to make sure that you get the content, because stuff happens sometimes. And we're going to make sure that you get the information and the content, no matter if you're there or not. And so that's coming up, and then lots of other plans in the making.
Cool. And those of you that are watching this that are like, yeah, I'm going to be there at the event, let's talk more, because what I would like to do is rent a house right by the event space, and you could come a little early, leave a little late, and we can hang out and really dive in together, because I believe in building through community. And this isn't a MLM style of business. For those of you that are wondering, it's basically like, hey, I want to learn a skill, and I'm offering you the ability to do it as well, to have a duplicated system that Dave has put all of his experience into, all of his success. And I know for sure he has been testing things for months, which is a big difference with a lot of companies. What they do is they hype for months, then they release it, and that's their test period. He tested without anybody seeing what was going on, and he spent all of he was spending his own money figuring out what was going to work before he showed anybody. And that's what I thought was really cool, is by the time that I made the decision, I said, yes, I'm doing this, I came in and the system already worked. So I didn't have to wait for beta mode to end. I didn't have to go and waste my time and my money, because if you're like me, making the decision of, whether it's $30 or $5,000, I don't want to waste any money. I want to make sure that if I put something in, that I'm going to be able to plug in, it's going to be what I thought it was, and then I can apply it and get results from it. So I'm pumped up about this. I'm looking forward to being at the event to go through it. And, thanks a lot for just really spending your time and doing this. And I want others to feel comfortable that you can share this, you can tag people on this. And if you just, hey, you're already in the company, but you want to show others this, that's fine. Just let them know so they can get back to you on it, and you can be able to help them get involved in the business. I'm going to take this video, and what I'm going to do with it is exactly what they taught me to do when I was going through the training. I'm going to take the video, I'm going to put it onto my other Facebook page, I'm going to put marketing to it, I'm going to spend $5 a day and let people see it and experience it, and have their own feelings about it, and to be able to join us and do the same thing with it. Because honestly, like, I didn't know how to do any of this. I just wanted to duplicate Dave. That's why I'm like, I'm quitting my job, I'm duplicating Dave. And I went through the process and I made it happen. So anybody wants to go through that process too. Yeah.
I just signed because we're moving over to a new e-wallet system. And I wrote out all the affiliates' personal checks. I didn't write them out. I just signed them yesterday. And I signed you a nice fat check yesterday. So.
That was the other thing. I sent an email, okay, because this is the other thing. Customer service is huge. My company, we are struggling to get our customer service in line, okay? So, and I've been dealing, and finally I got a great person to start running through it. I sent an email yesterday because I'm like, do you guys even have my address? How am I going to get it paid? And I got an email back within an hour. Steven, actually, we're paying Friday. We like to pay, I believe it's the 1st and the 15th or whatever. And we're mailing it to you, and your address is updated. I want to confirm this address. I'm like, what? Like that quick with the corporation that I work for. And hey, look, I am not bashing the corporation I work for. I love the corporation. They give me benefits to be able to live in a great place. But at the end of the day, I had to work a few weeks before I got my paycheck from 2 weeks prior. So when I first started out, it's like, how am I going to make it these first couple weeks? Because I'm working and I'm not getting the money. And they paid out quick. They responded to me right away. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Thank you.
So one last thing is that, anybody who wants to share this, if you get started, you can grab your link from the back office. You can just come back to this live stream here on Steven's page, and you can hit share, and you can put your link up there in the top of the when it lets you write a little couple of words up there. You can just say, click this link for more information. And you can, if you want to write something, that's personal to you, right, you can write. But I mean, hey, click this link to get more information about what they're talking about on this live stream, and then just put your link there. I mean, every single thing that we're doing is created for you to duplicate. So even this live stream right now, if you're on this live stream and this live stream made you make a decision to get started, go get started, get your link from the My Business section in the back office, come back to this page, share it, and put your link up there. And then people can watch this, and they can click your link, and they can get started, and it doesn't have to be complicated. We can keep it very simple.
Yeah, I like that. Andre Miller sent me a message earlier, and he's like, hey, we're on the same team. We're part of Legendary Marketer together. We've been friends on Facebook. I didn't show him to get involved. He didn't show me, but it's like, hey, let's collaborate and work together. And he was excited because he had earned, like roughly $1,000 in his first couple weeks. And he's a complete newbie. He's never done internet marketing at all. So he's like, I'm excited about this.
That guy's fired up, and that brings to an interesting point is that, I love network marketing and MLM because I got started in that industry. And one of the downsides can be is that if you're in a team, you're not in somebody else's team, then those people don't want to help you. And so we've sort of eliminated that feeling. There's no, everybody's on the same team. It's everybody's building their own business, but there's no reason why. Everybody wants to help each other because it's one big team, right? So it's unique in that sense that, and the other thing is you get paid all of the money. You don't have to share it with anybody else, right? You get paid all of the available commissions. They just go right directly to you. You don't have to share them with anybody else. Your success is not dependent upon going out and recruiting some big leader, which most people, in most, direct sales, or not direct sales, but network marketing companies typically are not going to go out and recruit somebody who's 10 times more influential than they are. It's just not going to happen. Other influential people recruit other influential people. And so, with this, you have an opportunity to be, on one team, and you're not going to have to give any additional bonuses, or you're not going to miss out on anything. People even in the Facebook group, if they got results, they typically are saying, this is exactly what I did to get the results. So it's pretty cool. So guys, there's really, there's nothing more, there's no secret. It's not complicated. Get with Steven, get a link, or if somebody shared this with you, click the link and get started and go through. It's $1 a day. And we have a guarantee on everything. We don't want your money if you don't want us to have it. And of course, the money we're paying commissions out on that as well. So it's not a twisting your arm thing, but we're going places. We've helped people already in a very short period of time earn over $1 million, almost $1 million in commissions. And it is your time. It is your time to, take back the reins, grab the bull by the horns, whatever you want to call it. And whatever other cheesy one-liner, but man, you got to have that conviction inside of your heart to say, dude, enough is enough. No more. I'm done. I'm going to make it happen. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to do that. And we're still, there's still time in this year to make this the best year of your life.
Thank you, Dave. That's awesome. I'm more pumped up than I've ever been about being an entrepreneur, back to traveling, getting back to being part of events and diving into that and growing my own business and just the passion that I feel inside of me. And it's definitely, the money sparks something inside of us that all of us want. That's what happened to me. It's like, I really want to know how to do this so I can stop wondering. And I want to be able to, because I like to work hard, so I want to actually get results from working hard and just get around people. So everybody in Legendary Marketer, you can share this. As Dave said, you can put your own link on it. And you can use this with your group of people because it's just good information that we can share. And that's what I love about this. People are actually messaging me, sharing how their things that they tried that weren't working and things that they are just trying to do. And they're like, we're collaborating, and there's no financial gain from one another. There's that sense of, hey, I can help you and you can help me. And then you get to see this, the laughter, the love, the happiness that we're all looking for. Like, that's what life's all about. Like, Dave did this. He made the decision years ago that I want to spend more time with my family, and I want to be able to travel, and I want to be able to provide for my family, and then have my baby and my wife there smiling, happy, because we're making things happen. We're helping people. So comment below process if you need the link. Some of you I know, like Stephanie and Tracy, you said I got started right during the call because you had already got the link. I know that a few of you have already joined, and I'm sure some of you are wondering, like, oh my gosh, is this for me? And I'm not going to try to convince you or talk you into it, because you're going to be able to see how I'm applying it to my life, and you're going to know from this moment on that this is for you. So it's just a matter of getting out of your way, like I had to do back in November, and I had to do before that, just getting out of my way, humbly admitting that I want to do something that works, and I want to be part of something that I can make some success with my life. And then I started to follow Dave, and I duplicated the system, and I'm on fire for it. Dave, thank you for your time. I know you got a big day ahead of you. I appreciate you doing this for us.
All right, guys. See ya. I appreciate you too, Steven, and looking forward to meeting each and every one of you guys who get started. Let's do this.
We'll see you in Tampa.
See you guys.